Well, I was on a really interesting call last night with real estate agents from across the country. And one of the agents on the call happened to be from Denver and was presenting on how he essentially harasses people into working with him as a business model. So, what he said he does is that he will get lists of people with their name, their phone number, and their address, who, based upon publicly available information, have a high likelihood of selling the property. And they haven't asked for the phone call, but he calls them anyway, and he waits for it to ring and go to voicemail. And when it goes to voicemail, he listens for their name. And instead of leaving a message, he hangs up the phone. And then he calls them right away again. He lets it ring, go to voicemail, and then instead of leaving a message, he hangs up the phone again. And then he sends them a text message with three words: is this, and then the name that was on the voicemail message. So he already knows the answer to this question. He's already harassed them with multiple phone calls. So that's what he does. So now I'm putting myself in the shoes of the recipient of these messages and calls, and I'm thinking that there is an emergency. I'm thinking the person that's calling and texting is a policeman or a firefighter. Somebody's been in a car crash. My house is burned down. Something has happened with my kids. Not that some guy's just trying to sell real estate. And this is unfortunately what many real estate teams do. They have what I call a factory model, where all they're trying to do is just churn out as much quantity as possible without concern for the quality of the product. And our team takes a totally different approach. So when we take on a seller or a buyer client, what we view our job is to service that client. So if it's a seller client, it's trying to identify buyers that might be a good fit. Running ads, getting the listing placed in magazines, on social media, making videos, etc. When we're working with a buyer client, we're getting them into properties. We're looking for new properties that might be a good match. We're showing them those properties. We're finding properties that maybe don't match their original criteria, but we think might be a good one to take a look at anyway. So if you want somebody to work for you who's going to spend their days reaching out to strangers, trying to sell their house instead of trying to sell yours, I'd be glad to give you this guy's phone number. He seems to be really good at cold calling strangers. But if you want somebody to service your listing like it deserves to be serviced, if you want somebody to treat your home search with the skill and care that it deserves, then I encourage you to reach out to a team like ours. We would love to help you. We treat all our clients like family. We treat all our clients like we would want to be treated, and we would love to be of service to you or anyone you know.